Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Ruffalo Reads. Alright, so let's jump into everything. Today I'm bringing you my September wrap-up. So we had a really good month in September. I started off the month with a kind of thriller reading vlog, and then later in the month I tried to do like a cozy, like fantasy type fall vibe reading vlog type of thing. That ended up being not as successful overall as far as ratings go, but it was still fun. And then other than that, I read a ton of really cute romances, of course, and just some other fun things. So let's get into all the stats of the month and all the books. So this month I had 11 reads, which is actually pretty good for me. It's pretty pretty average, I'd say. It's like a little bit higher than average. We had a very big mixture though. Usually I'm pretty much just like romance or thriller kind of, and this month I had some paranormal romance, some dark romance, some thrillers, some mystery. So it was kind of like a mixed bag in that way, and I needed to kind of break it up. I also started and continued, I guess, in a series, so you'll see that and what I thought. It's a very popular series, so we'll get into my thoughts on the start of it anyway. Anyways. No nonfiction this month. I know last month I read a couple memoirs and that was really fun, but this month I don't know. I didn't find my way to any nonfiction. So without further ado, let's get into the reviews of all the books. So apologize kind of for the lighting situation right now. It always bothers me so much, but I have to film at night today. It's just really my only option. So there's that. And then I showed in my cozy dark reading vlog type of thing the other sweater from this little shop. So I'll show this one now. This one is just as freaking cute. It says ghosting you for coffee and books. And little Ghosty has her little book and her little drink. Freaking adorable. Like, stop. I love it so much. I'll link her shop again in my description. So, I got my little clockwork reader, reading journal. So let's get started. So, like I said, I started the month with a thriller reading vlog. So the first book that I read for that vlog was by Karen Slaughter, and it was Girl Forgotten. I did give this 5 stars. It was a trip. It was so wild. I dive more into my thoughts in that reading vlog. So if you are curious more so, I guess, I'm gonna link that in the cards up here. So please check it out if you're interested. But this was my first Karen Slaughter. I listened to it on audio. Kathleen Early was the narrator, and it was so fun, wild. Not as gory as I was like scary that it would be. I don't know. That's not the right term, but you know what I mean. It was really fun. I read it really fast and I loved it. Next book was from my queen, Alice Feeney. She is an amazing thriller writer, in my opinion. I absolutely love her books. Rock, Paper, Scissors is my absolute favorite. I just, I couldn't even get over the twist. Like, my fiance is actually reading it right now. So we have a little, I think I put this on Instagram, but we have this little like bet going on that if he can finish one book, then we will read another one together. Cause we read a couple books, like, it's probably been like a year now together. We read Ice Planet Barbarians together, which was so fun. And then we tried to read Love in the Wild, like that Tarzan kind of retelling romance, but we couldn't finish it. I think we're like halfway, and I have heard that the second half is like way better. So we should continue that. Will we? I don't know. But anyways, our bet is he finishes a book and then we'll read one together. So he's currently reading Alice Feeney's Rock, Paper, Scissors, and then we'll choose what to read next. Yeah, and I might make a video out of that because I think that'd be so funny to see his reaction versus mine, and of what we thought together. So yeah, let me know if you'd like to see that. But anyways, I read Daisy Darker by Alice Feeney, and this was her kind of take on a Agatha Christie, and I ate that shit up. Again, this is in that reading vlog, so please check that out if you haven't already. Last book for that vlog was Greer, Hendrix, and Sarah Peckinins' The Golden Couple. So this was kind of like a traditional domestic thriller with an element. So the couple goes to see a couples counselor, and you're kind of, wary, trying to figure out who's actually bad. There's also a subplot of like, pharmaceutical companies being bad. It was fine. I talk about my thoughts, like I said, in the reading vlog, but yeah, I gave this one 3 stars, a middle of the road, just like, typical thriller, just nothing that stands out too much, I guess, but it's definitely fun and easy, and I would recommend it. So Just realizing now that I had Daisy Darker physically to show, I actually brought them over, so that was great. Addicted to You was the book that I read next. And so Addicted to You is the first in the Addicted series. I gave this book 4 stars, and I am extremely intrigued to continue, and I have already started to continue. I read Ricochet later in the month, and we'll get to there. So I have seen this all over the internet, of course, all over YouTube, all over everywhere, probably. I think I first heard of this, from Sarah Caroli on YouTube. She's really fun. She does lifestyle stuff too, I think, but I just watch her book content because I'm like, you know. But yeah, so this is about Lily and Lo. Lily is a sex addict and Lo is an alcoholic. So obviously their kind of codependent relationship can really only crash and burn before and if they can rebuild. This strictly follows them, their family dynamics with each other, their family dynamics separately, how they kind of are each other's worst crutch, and how they have to kind of be broken apart to come back together. This does not end in an HEA. It's the first in a series, so it leaves with him. Okay, sorry. Well, I won't say what it leaves with, but you can kind of guess where it's going. So you do have to read on, and I am going to read on. So I couldn't give this a 5 because it's not complete, and being the first book, I feel like I need to see more from them. So I'm excited to see their journey. I do know too that there's a spin-off series called the Callaway Sisters series, I think. So it's all of Lily's sisters, and her sisters are pretty interesting. I really like her younger sister that's shown in Ricochet. She's kind of like dramatic and reckless, and I think that she would have a really fun book. So anyways, I am going to continue, but I do kind of marathon series like that tag said. I don't binge them. Like, I'm not going to sit here and just read all of these books in 1 month and just have that be it. Like, I cannot do that. I need to break it up. So I will get back to this, of course, and I would recommend starting it anyway. I can only recommend this book so far and the next one, I guess, but yeah. That's that. So next for the month, I had Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldry, and this was for my cozy and / dark reading vlog. So I read 3 books for that one. This one started off really strong for me. It had really cute vibes, very fall vibes. It was kind of very like atmospheric as well, and just seemed like it's something out of my comfort zone, but that I can get into and enjoy. But it ended up being a flop for me. I did not enjoy it. So that one is in that reading vlog. If any of you were interested in, I'll link that as well, just in case you haven't seen it and want to hear my kind of thoughts. So moving on to the next one. Next up, I read Haunting Adeline. I read this on my Kindle, and again, I started off being like, wow, this is so fun and interesting. Like, she seems really weird and quirky, but like maybe that'll be so fun, like something different. A heroine who's, you know, a little bit loose up there. But it's quickly tumbled. It spiraled out of control. The ending was just so outrageous and something that I just could not get on board with. I just thought that it was so out of left field and just completely convenient. Like, the writing styles just didn't add up to me. Yeah. So I said if anybody had read the second one, if it was worth it to them, please let me know and I'll try to continue it. It is on my Kindle still, so it's a possibility. But yeah, as of now, I just really did not like that first one, and I think I gave that one 2 stars. I think I gave Legends and Lattes 3, not 2. But yeah, so we started not very great. Then I think it was during the time of this reading vlog, but not for the reading vlog, that I read Fair Catch by Candy Steiner. I've been just dying to read this. I've been dying to read a Candy Steiner because I haven't yet until this book, and this cover has just caught my heart and my eyes for so long. I absolutely adore it, and this was just adorable. This was a college football romance between Zeke and Riley. She is also a college football star. She kind of happens into that because of an accident that occurred with her brother that he's no longer able to play, and he's like, if I can't, I want you to play kind of in my vein or in my spirit. And he's not dead or anything, he's just disabled, and it was kind of involving Zeke. So Riley kind of has this animosity towards Zeke, but they were childhood friends, so it's like childhood friends to enemies to lovers, and I ate this shit up. It's so cute. I think I literally read this in literally 1 day. Like, it was such a quick read, and I would highly recommend for just any kind of fun low-key time. It didn't have a ton of angst, but there was a little bit, and what was there was so cute. So yeah, if you want a sports romance, highly recommend. And the last book I read for that reading vlog of cozy and dark fall type romances, sorry, was Muscles and Monsters by Ashley Bennett. This was between a Wolven and a strawberry blonde, kind of more plus size heroine. And it was adorable. The setting was like giving me like Gilmore Girls vibes. Like I said in the vlog, certain sexual scenes were a bit weird, and I actually do have a picture that I took of the screen of the Kindle of one of the times when I was like, really? Because some of the lines were just so corny and just so cringy that it was laughable, but it kind of added to like the sweetness and the overall kind of innocent nature of the book. Like I said in that one, I'm not going to be continuing on because this is a series, but if they come out with a third book that looks interesting to me, of course, but the second one is like tentacles and triathlons, and I am deathly afraid of octopus, so I don't want anything with tentacles involved anywhere. But yeah, this was cute, and I would recommend it if you're into any kind of fantasy romance. Next book I read this month was Ricochet by Kristen, Becca Richie. This was book kind of 1.5, I guess, in the Addicted series. That's what it's listed as on Goodreads. This book was very fast and easy to get through. It's still following Lillian Lowe, so I can't say much because it would spoil the ending of the first one. But I will just say that I am glad I read this. However, it did feel a lot like filler, but I do feel like we kind of got a lot of backstory with the couple a little bit, but more so it was kind of, I think, introducing us to her little sister and kind of her like energy and her like thought process and how she relates to Lily, or like, you know, their relationship dynamic, I guess. And it really showed us more into Reich as well, which well, that's a spoiler. But yeah, this was fun. Don't read it unless you've read Addicted to You, because I don't think you'd get much out of it, quite honestly. And I did give that one, sorry, I don't think I said, but I did give that one a 3-star, not because it was bad or anything. And for me, 3 stars isn't bad. 3 stars, like, this is a solid book, but it's just not something that like super excited me. So that was Ricochet. I'm glad I read it, like I said, but yeah, it's nothing like jarring or amazing or spectacular. Like, it's kind of leading you into the next one, if that makes sense. Next book I read on my Kindle, and so during this month there was that huge Audible sale, so I think I bought like 9 books on Audible for like $20. So that was amazing. Can't wait for that to happen again. But I had seen this book. It's called The Never King by Nikki St. Croix. I'm pretty sure it blew up on TikTok or something. I don't know. I don't totally watch TikTok for book content much at all. Sometimes I do, but and that's actually gonna be a video, but whatever, neither here nor there. So I read The Never King and I listened to it, and I had it on my Kindle downloaded already, I think from a while ago, so I was like, yeah, why not, might as well have this to go along with it. And it was very entertaining, but I gave it 3 stars because it just was, it was like too short, I think, and like things just happened way too fast. Like, I feel like the pacing was off. That's what it was. Like, the beginning was like, you know, she's scared, this is Winnie Darling, and she's a descendant of Wendy, and so every year on the Darling's 18th birthday, Peter Pan comes and steals them away and takes them to Neverland, where all the Lost Boys, and it's very like raunchy and sexual, but they're really trying to find Peter Pan's shadow, and there's a whole backstory to that, and then this is that book. And it was very enjoyable and entertaining, but it was very, like, had a lot of holes missing in the plot, I feel, and the ending was just so rushed. Like, it was like kind of slow, just like a bunch of sex and like stuff that you don't really understand why Winnie would be so into this. Like, she's kidnapped and then just like wanting to fuck everybody, and you're like, all right, I mean, I guess. And then the ending was just like, and you're like, whoa, what even just happened? But it was good. So I gave this 3 stars. Last book of the month that I am reading is another Candy Steiner, and it is A Love Letter to Whiskey. And I've seen this as one of Jess's favorites from Peace Love Books, and a bunch of other people talk about it. Cheyenne, probably the Love Librarian, Caitlin, just everybody. Probably Nikki too. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I am not totally finished with it yet. However, this is the last day of the month, and I'm like I have like an hour left or something of the audiobook. So I'm counting it and I'm talking about it. It's amazing. It's a love story that kind of is like always wrong timing for them, which I love. That was like Emma Scott's Between Hello and Goodbye. And she kind of frames the book as like he's like whiskey. So we start each chapter as like, you know, sober or it burns going down. Like, and she's talking about like how she fell in love with him when he was first dating her high school, like her best friend. They're still best friends, and their friendship dynamic is goals. I love it. I love that they didn't pin them against each other or anything when she found out after they broke up. Like her friend broke up with him in high school, and you know, she eventually tells her friend, because her and that guy stay in contact over time. Obviously they're like best friends, and they secretly deep down really love each other. And she tells her friend, and her friend is not like a bitch about it. Like they talk and move forward with it and understand each other. And that I love. I love the female friendship aspect. And then their relationship, I love how much he's pining after her, how much he loves her, how he says that like if they're not married by 30, like he says this when they're really young, that he wants to marry her. And you know, it's always kind of like something going on with her personally, something going on with him personally, where they live, just different things, and her having to kind of come to the realization why she's kind of ending up pushing him away towards like the end. And does she actually want to make this work and put in that effort, even though it is so scary? Or does she want to just focus on her career and, you know, kind of let things be as they be? And it's really sweet. I really love it, and I want to own this physically. I'm not going to say a rating because I'm not finished with it yet, but yeah, so far, I mean, I only have an hour left, so unless something crazily bad happens, I highly recommend. All right, guys, that's it for my September wrap up. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe for more content from me. I will have my October TBR coming up, and that fun TikTok video that I want to do, which is like TikTok chooses what I read. I thought that would be really fun. And then also that video with my fiance, if he can finish this book. So I'll have to keep him held accountable for that. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have. I hope you liked, like I said, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.